Hello my beautiful people and welcome to my channel. In this space I'm going to be sharing with you monthly general tarot readings as well as my TikTok lives, and I'll also be sharing with you essential oil education and, excitingly, my podcast interviews for my podcast. I'm Kitty O'Brien and thank you so much for joining me here. So for the best free online tarot readings and for the most accurate tarot readings, hit that little bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, and the subscribe button. Hey my beautiful souls. So today I'm going to be doing a Virgo reading, which is an element sign of earth, and I just want to pre-warn you in advance. So I suffer from EDS syndrome and I'm having a really bad flare-up today. So my eyes are like completely bloodshot. They're incredibly painful, and I might have some brain fog as well because it's all part of EDS syndrome. So, but I thought I'd still come on and I'll still show up because I want to show other people out there who also suffer from it that, like, even though the symptoms are horrendously horrible a lot of the times with dislocations and things like that, problems with your organs as well. EDS is a rare genetic disease of the connective tissue, if anyone's wondering. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is what it's called, and yeah, it's pretty crap, but I still wanted to show up for anyone who has a chronic illness, and you know, and just I'm believing in manifestation. I'm still believing in, if I speak about the disease a lot, I'm going to manifest more of it in. So I'm showing up for myself basically, and that's why I'm here looking like this today and in quite a bit of pain. I've also got my heated blanket on, so I'm nice and bulky, but just for anyone who does have chronic pain or EDS or a genetic disease of any type, my eyes were so swollen earlier on, and what I've done is I've put a little bit of lavender oil, doTERRA lavender oil, and doTERRA cobaba as well, which is a subspecies of the cannabis plant, and I've just kind of dabbed it around my eyes underneath, and it's just to help soothe and help with inflammatory as well. Lavender is an antihistamine and an anti-inflammatory, and cobaba is yeah, it helps a lot with inflammation. So, and I've also, on top of that, ginger is fantastic. I've taken some ginger drops. They're just like little sweets, and ginger is brilliant for really supporting with inflammatory problems as well. So yeah, that is what I've done to help with the symptoms. And I'm studying herbalism at the moment as well, so I'm really excited to share more of that with you. When I got my qualification and my certificate, I already know so much, but I just, you know, wanted that piece of paper, I guess. So this is a Virgo reading, and I will do my best. And we got a lot of swords. Swords is all about the mind, thought patterns and behaviours and belief systems. Hello, Rosie. Hello, baby girl. I know, Mummy's got thousands of oracle cards beside me. I've literally got a stash of oracle cards here because I'm going to be using them in my extended version, which is on my membership site. It's £10 for the month, and you get access to all of the courses on there, as well as all the tarot readings. Hello, baby. There's no space for you today. Yeah, there's the table, Mum. Like, look at all this space on the table. Rosie, you're going to have to move. I love you to pieces, but you're going to have to move. There's no point looking at me like that, because people can't see, and I can't see the cards. Right, 3 more cards, my lovelies. So you're probably wondering what's in the extended version. The extended version, we talk a lot about healing and moving blockages and the power of manifestation. We also use a couple more of the essential oil cards that I have, and we really look at how we can, we talk about sex magic as well, and we talk about the powers of manifestation and how to actually do that. It's interesting. Interesting combination of cards. Sorry, sort of just like, we got a lot going on, Virgo. This month is going to be an interesting month, but it ends on a really good note. But yeah, I've also got I've got seriously so many cards I use, but I do a lot of education as well. There's so much misinformation out there, so I talk a lot. I wrote a book actually on how to manifest. It's Your Unconditioned Inner Magic. I'm an international best-selling author now, so I talk about how the mind works as well. Excuse me. So the first card we had was the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is all about inner conflict. Nobody wins. Nobody wins. People are walking away, someone's chucked their sword down, there's a guy holding some swords, but actually no one wins. Like, no one's won in that picture. No one's won in that picture. So the Five of Swords is all about inner conflict. And this is, when I say inner conflict, okay, I'm talking about negative thoughts, negative self-beliefs, negative habits. And a lot of habits are habitual habits. So they've been formed over a lifetime. And they're really, they're really deeply ingrained. And if you want to change your habits, it takes 28 days, my beauties. 28 days, because in order to change a habit, you actually have to grow new brain cells. You have to grow new neural pathways. And it takes 28 days to do that. So when we're talking about manifestation and the power of manifestation, it does take 28 days because you have to actually build those brain cells, and it takes time to change. It takes time to change those thoughts. They don't just happen overnight. So you need to give yourself time. Equally, if you want to change negative self-talk, negative thoughts, it takes time, and it takes dedication and persistence as well. Believe you me, I know when I fled domestic violence and coercive control, I was diagnosed with adjustment disorder, which is basically post-traumatic stress disorder. And I was living in hypervigilant mode, and oh my goodness, it was so hard to actually snap out of that, and not just to change my thoughts, but actually recognize a lot of the trauma I had been through was still in my body because it's stored in our nervous system when your brain hasn't processed it properly. And you have to release that. And there's loads of different ways I talk about doing that in the membership site, because there's no way I can get it done in 20 minutes for YouTube. So it takes so much time and dedication and self-love as well. And it's also about learning to love yourself messy. Now I can see that you just want to snap your fingers and have it done instantly. You're just like, why is it so hard to change something I don't like about myself? And you can see with the Knight of Swords is speed, and you can see the speed in the card, and also the sword is pointing upwards because it's about clarity and seeing clarity with the situation and seeing the truth of it as well. Now, I can see what you want. You want that dream life. You want the sun. You want the sun. The sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. I look at the purity of it. He's holding that red flag, which represents your desires and your passions. It's the sun. He's that inner child there riding on the white horse. And it's not just about having a really good life, but it's inside, it's feeling really good as well. Because you might see a lot of people who are very, very wealthy, but then their relationships are all breaking down, and they just don't seem happy no matter how much money they have. So when we talk about the sun, we're talking about abundance in all areas of life. So that's health, that's wealth, and that's happiness. And we're social people, so our relationships have to be good, in good working order. So one of my friends, Jack Robinson, she says that you're like, even 1% is 1% too much. If a relationship is 1% out, and it takes a lot of courage to fix things like that. Now again, we have the Queen of Swords card. Again, is pointing the sword is pointing upwards towards truth and clarity. Again, she's sitting on the throne. You can see the butterflies. Butterflies represent transformation. She's the element of air. And now when we talk about the brain, when we talk about the mind, we're looking at two things here. We're looking at the subconscious mind, and we're looking at the conscious mind. The subconscious mind is where all the conditioning takes place. It's where, it's how we're programmed, essentially. It's how, it's It's our belief systems, our behaviors, our thought patterns, all of those things. It's everything. It is everything. Our subconscious mind is 90% of our brain power. It also looks after our body and all the vital functions. And our conscious mind is only 10%. And the emotional mind is also the subconscious mind. And we can feel that second brain here in our solar plexus area and the sacral area, because there's a cluster of brain cells behind that stomach, behind our stomach. And it's like there's more brain cells in that cluster than there is in the whole of our spinal cord. So it's huge, and that is called the second brain for a reason. It's the emotional, it links us to the divine. And also, oh my god, this topic's so big, that's why I talk about it in the membership site, and I have courses and everything as well. And then the conscious mind is the logical mind, okay? And when the conscious mind can affect the subconscious and make it believe something is real. And then that's how we manifest it in. So with the Queen of Swords, it's not just about wanting to see stuff with truth and clarity. It's about really having that balance between the subconscious and the conscious mind. And I can see you want this done with speed. You want it to just snap your fingers, and you want it just to happen. You want to literally step into that next best version of yourself instantly. But we have so much work to do, and that takes time. Because I know why you want it done. I can see what you're going through. You're going through some pretty, I mean, you got, I'll jump to these cards in just a second, but they do also both represent conflict. The Five of Wands very much mirrors the Five of Swords. They're both conflict. But I'll touch on those in just a second. Your past is the King of Cups. You're wearing a lot of armor. You're wearing so much armor. The King of Cups, he's a very deep feeler. He feels deeply. But you're wearing so much armor. It's like you don't want to show people that you're feeling deeply. You want, the cups represents the element of water. It represents emotions. And, it's the King of Cups. So you're a very deep feeler. You feel intensely. And you don't like wearing your emotions on your sleeve or your heart on your sleeve. You think if you wear this armor, it'll somehow keep you safe. And I think that's because of stuff that's happened before in the past. You're very cautious. Your brick walls are quite high. So again, we got more inner conflict. And I think some of the brick walls are with yourself. Not learning to love yourself messy, not learning to love yourself for who you are. And my goodness, look at me here today. My eyes feel like they're swollen balloons. I'm really suffering with my EDS at the moment, and I'm like, but you know what? I don't care how I look. I love me. If you don't like how I look, I'm not really that bothered. It doesn't affect me in any way. So, I've got no makeup on, but I'm just like, that's cool. I'm cool with that, and I'm just showing up how I want to show up, and I'm showing up. In the past, my brain would have been going 1,000 miles an hour. It would have been like, oh my god, people can see how, you look tired, you look rough, you sound rough, your eyes are all swollen and puffy. I would have been talking to myself in the nastiest way possible. And I wouldn't have been able to do the reading properly because my mind would have been like, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm just like, yeah, this is it. This is life. This is life. A lot of what we see on social media is so fake, it's not real anymore. But I am a real human being. We're all complex human beings, complex emotions. And I'm just like, this is just life. And this is another reason why I'm doing it, to show people it's okay to be human and to fully experience those human emotions and the problems of having a human body sometimes as well. And it's not necessarily a problem being born with a rare genetic disease. It's just what it is. You can either see your glass is half empty or half full. But this is learn to love yourself messy, because with the Five of Wands, again, no one wins. Look, they're all tangled up. They're just fighting each other. But when you work with others and when you work with yourself, life is just so much easier. You just go with the flow. It's just so much easier. And peaceful as well. Accepting myself exactly how I am, I have found so much peace with that. If my child wakes up, I'm going to have to pause this and run upstairs. I think my child has woken up. 1 second, my beauties. and a back. And I'll probably have to pause this a couple of times because I'm a single mum again. And my little boy's got his sniffles. He's only 3, bless him. So when he like coughs, I run up to check on him. He is my whole world. Right, I did press the record button, didn't I? Otherwise I'm just talking to myself. So, nine of Wands, you've gone through some tough times. You've gone through some tough times. And the 9 of Wands really represents you are so close to finishing now. You're literally just about going to cross that finish line. The light is at the end of the tunnel. You were there. You were there. You were so close. Not quite, but you are so close. Now, depending what tarot deck you use, the 10 of Swords has quite a few different meanings. So in the Witch's Tarot, I need to do some Witches readings actually. Witch's Tarot, it means that you've been stabbed in the back because you've not trusted your intuition and your gut feeling. In this card, in this deck, which is the Radiant Wise deck, it means that you are going through a lot of personal changes. So take what resonates. The water in tarot represents the subconscious mind, and land represents the conscious mind, no matter what deck you look at. Okay? And also we have the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone is in between the sun and the moon. Okay? So it's like on the cusp, on the cusp of a new day, on the cusp of a new dawn. Because the sun is rising. Okay, so the swords are going down the spine because it represents a lot of personal development. Rosie, darling, I know, sweetie pie, but you can't come on my lap. There's no room. It looks like I'm talking to my sofa because she's so black. Just 2 little green eyes. So yeah, the swords going down the back, down the spine specifically, represent a lot of personal changes, both physically and spiritually, and also using different tools to help you through different challenges. You can see the little hand sign he's making means a metaphorical death. Rosie. So he's being reborn again. Now, sorry guys. Oh. So, yeah, take what resonates with you. This card represents your hopes and fears. So it might be that you are in a position where you're not trusting people at the moment and you feel like you've been stabbed in the back and betrayed, but you're hoping that isn't the case. And it could be because we've had a lot of conflict. Inner conflict normally represents conflict in our environment as well, because again, we're like looking at the subconscious and the conscious, but also the law of attraction. What is going on internally, what our internal environment is reflected in our external environment, okay? And how does it really manifest and use the law of attraction is changing your internal environment, so then it reflects externally. But again, that's a whole different topic. So it could be that you're actually going through a lot of different changes. You're using like tarot readings or oracle cards or dowsing rods or crystals or acupuncture or herbalism or whatever it is to help you through these changes and these situations. But also, like I said as well, it could represent that you feel like you've been betrayed. So take what resonates with you. I look so bulky. It's because I've got my, like you see leads coming out of me and everything. But anyway, my electric blanket. So our 3 outcome cards really support the future card. Now, we've got quite a few. You are juggling. You're like literally whatever life is throwing at you. You can see the waves in the background, which represents the waves of life and the flow. You're literally trying to juggle that. You've got trying to do it with a smile on your face. You know, you're really trying to like push through. And as this situation starts to resolve, as you start to become aware of your thought processes and really trying to change them, like really putting some effort in for the whole 28 days. Sorry, my light's also broken and I keep getting flashed in the face. Yeah, as you start dealing with this situation and moving through, you're going to find in the beginning, you're going to have more to juggle because you're like, this is a new way of being, this is a new way of presenting yourself, and you're going to have a little bit more to juggle. But as you sort of settle in and get used to it, the juggling will be less. And it will be less because we're going to have the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles, he represents a lot of financial stability. He's also an earth, and Virgo is the element of earth. And yeah, he's just phenomenal. He's a really grounded person. He can also represent a person coming into your life. So if you're single, or I mean, it doesn't necessarily even mean if like relationship wise, this could be like a work colleague or something, or just a friend, a new friend that you're making. But the King of Pentacles is very hardworking. He's very determined. He is, let me just quickly get some. I love this book. I love using the books. I think it's so, it really honours the decks when you take heed of the books. Hang on one second, my lovelies. Here we go. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. So, when the King of Pentacles makes an appearance in a reading, know that the hard work and determination and success is on its way. He also represents the man with dark hair and deep brown eyes. He's easygoing, responsible, and most importantly, a very realistic man. Okay, he's an earth sign, and he's strong, steady, and mature, and enjoys the simple pleasures in life. He is generous and supportive. Has a generous and supportive personality, and is a loving, loyal spouse. He's also a protective father who honestly enjoys his children. This man is successful, practical, and content with his life. He is a skilled craftsman and one who enjoys gardening, landscaping, farming, or woodworking. He is happiest when he's working with the soil or making something with his hands. He has worked hard and he has earned his comfort and success. The lesson of the King of Pentacles is that your efforts have manifested into success and prosperity will be drawn to you. Beautiful. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving. You can see the little weighing scales, like this person is weighing out and measuring their good deeds. Now, what we know about this, and especially with the law of attraction, you have to give generously to receive generously. Or give graciously, I should say, as Bob Proctor would say. So, like there's that saying, I am the great receiver, I am the great giver. So you need to give from a place of love and authenticity, and because you genuinely want to do it, and then you'll receive more back into your life. But it's also really talking about I want to say the people pleasers of the world, because sometimes we feel like we have to do something because we're programmed to be people pleasers, and we feel obliged and we feel guilty if we don't say yes to somebody, and we feel like uncomfortable because we don't want the argument, or we don't want the person to feel like let down, and there's all those feelings that go around with people pleasing. But actually, what are you attracting back in? Like it's not healthy. So laying and having boundaries is really important, and like personal boundaries as well, and only saying yes when you genuinely want to say yes. And when we start doing that, this is the next best version of ourselves, the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, she is astounding. She's one of my favorite cards. And I've just opened the book and ta-da, there she is. She is absolutely amazing. So this represents your future. When the Nine of Pentacles blooms into your reading, it tells of a time of joy and abundance. This tarot card classically represents a person who is elegant, successful, and happiest when surrounded by beautiful things in nature. And it also can symbolize a witch who taps into the element of earth to receive their powers. And you're Virgo, element of earth. So no matter what their title may be, the Garden Witch, the Green Witch, or magical herbalism, this is an earthly, practical person who enjoys nature, makes and keeps a beautiful home, and grows a magical garden. In addition, this card represents sharing the magic and the secrets of the garden with others. You are being called upon to connect to the earth and enjoy and study its mysteries. And finally, the Nine of Pentacles can represent that financial worries are over. It heralds a time of creative focus, confidence, and personal growth. So you've got two cards here saying that abundance is really coming in. Okay, so this time of worry, this inner conflict, this might be a debt situation. And what you want is joy and abundance with the sun. And you really get that in. So, what plant is going to help us? Oh, actually, let me do that again. I feel like tangerine was just there because I didn't shuffle them properly. Roman Chamomile. Right, talking about earthly magic, Roman Chamomile. Let's have a little look-ski. What can Roman Chamomile do for you? And as I'm speaking about plants, I can already feel my eyes aren't so swollen, which is lovely. That's rosemary. Hang on one second, my darlings. Rose. Roman Chamomile. A gentle nudge can be more powerful than a shove. So this is about the throat chakra. It is about communication, expression, sharing information, which is all about the Nine of Pentacles as well. Listening, and it can be about grief. So there could have been a grievance in the family, like someone passed, and there's a lot of financial worry, and it's all starting to sort of like come together now and work itself out. It's the house of Cancer, so it's about family and support and the home life. And also he was about support and the home life as well. So the astrological ruler is the moon, so we're talking about the divine feminine. So it's about intuition, stillness, introspection, divine feminine and magic. And it's the element of water, so about feelings and love. And we had the element of water, didn't we, with the King of Cups. So a gentle approach will work best right now. Good fortune is near. That is the reading in the nutshell, isn't it? Where are you being pushed to do things not in alignment with who you are? Giving and receiving. Are you feeling the pressures to conform to family or societal values? Find some quietness within and listen to what you really desire, yearn and must do. Follow your own heart rather than listen to the direction of others. Listen and hear what people truly mean by their words. Go easy on yourself and others. Consider how you can lessen any detrimental impact on the environment. So, each night add Roman Chamomile to your diffuser, the soles of your feet, or your nighttime moisturizer and a balm. I nurture, I am nurtured. Oh, I love that so much. Such a beautiful card. And with the nighttime moisturizers, where's my little bundle here? You can just like use a little pot. My hands aren't working. Luckily I got another one. You can just use a little pot and you can pop your moisturizer in here so you're not like adding it to the whole tub, and just like a drop of Roman Chamomile, and then you can use that. So amazing. And if you don't have a diffuser, you can mix it with some water, give it a good shake, and just spritz. Honestly, I wish you could smell that through the phone. It's divine. Right, my beauties, what I'm going to do is, I normally use the Healing Waters Oracle deck, but I'm not going to today. I am going to use some fairy magic. Where did my other deck go? Oh, it's there. Right. Be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis of your personal power. Oh, and daughter. The answers to your question involves your daughter. So there's something here in the situation that might involve a daughter as well. Or someone who feels like a daughter. Perfect timing. This is the right time for you to move forward. Yes, it is, because we have got the 9 of Wands, which was about you literally being at the end of the tunnel now, and you're literally about to move into the next space. And then you get all this beautiful abundance with the 9 of Pentacles as well, and the King of Pentacles. So, my lovely, beautiful peeps, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you want to watch the extended version, Oh, isn't that funny? About to put the card step back and it says son. So we got son and daughter. Your son is being watched over. Oh, and protected as he explores the world. Oh my goodness, and we got winter as well. And it's winter here in the UK. The answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realised in the winter time. Ah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Love that. So, if you want to watch the extended version, just join up to the membership site. And yeah, I hope that resonated with you. Thank you so much, my beauties. Mwah.